We're now 8 months into the park's reopening after the extended closure due to COVID, but we're still not operating at full strength. Let's see which attractions, shows, entertainments, gift shops, restaurants, what's closed, and what their current status is. We're going to start on Main Street, where we are still awaiting the return of Magic Happens. While we've seen the Halloween parade, a Christmas parade, and the scheduled return of the Main Street Electrical Parade, there has been no talk at all from Disney regarding Magic Happens. My best guess at this point is probably spring of 2023. We know already that the Electrical Parade is going to run this spring and probably through summer, and then we're going to have the Halloween and Christmas seasons to follow that. Now, there is a chance that the Electrical Parade runs only for spring of 2022, and Magic Happens can return for summer, but that seems pretty unlikely. There's also a slightly more likely chance that they bring Magic Happens back for the fall season, while the Halloween parade runs just at DCA. But I'm also not too optimistic about that. Thus, I feel like spring of 2023 seems like the most likely return of Magic Happens, if ever. We'll go next to Adventureland, where the only closure right now is Tarzan's Treehouse, though it did return when the parks reopened. Right now, there's no ETA for its return, but the park schedule does show it as being closed until at least January 27th, which is as far in the future as the calendar can see at the time of this writing. New Orleans Square, we're still waiting for the return of two acts, the Jambalaya Jazz Band and the Royal Street Bachelors. I have not heard a single word about either of these acts, and I have no expectation of them returning, especially considering they have brought back the Bootstrappers, even on weekends. So they're ready for the Bootstrappers, but not the Jambalaya Jazz Band or the Royal Street Bachelors. I'm not expecting them to come back. We're also still waiting for the return of Fantasmic, obviously, though Disney has announced that it'll be returning in the spring of 2022. My guess is on or around its 30th anniversary. Baton Rouge, the shop on Royal Street next to Blue Bayou, has yet to reopen. Though there are some kind of plans. We don't know what they are. Most likely another gift shop, because they recently repainted it. But there's no dates or a season even given by Disney as to when it might be back. Splash Mountain is presently closed, though again, not a victim of COVID. It's down for its yearly seasonal refurb. No date as of yet for its return, though the calendar is again showing it closed until at least January 27th, which is as far into the future as we can see as far as that goes. Moving over to Fantasyland, the Fantasyland Theater has not yet reopened. Mickey and the Magical Map, though, is closed forever. We know that. But Disney did just recently announce that the Tale of the Lion King will be moving in to that location soon. My understanding is that the show will likely premiere in early 2022. When it does, I expect it will also mean the return of the Troubadour Tavern, a dining location that has been closed while the theater has been closed. It has not yet reopened since the parks have. But this hasn't been confirmed by Disney, though. This is just a logical assumption on my part. My assumption is when the theater opens, the Troubadour will open. The Royal Theater is still not putting on any productions of Beauty and the Beast or Tangled. It is, though, occupied presently with princess meet and greets. Princesses are meeting there because the Royal Hall, where they normally meet, is still closed. No updates from Disney on when either might reopen or if they will continue using the Royal Theater as a meet and greet. I can say that I've heard it suggested that the days of traditional meets, the kind where you get one-on-one interaction with a character, those may not return ever. Pixie Hollow, another beautifully designed location, designed specifically for meet and greets. Can't meet any characters there. You can meet Tinkerbell, sort of. You have to do it from a distance. Staying in Fantasyland, the old holiday gift shop that closed a few months ago when Plaza Point opened on Main Street, that's still closed. No word on when it will be reopened or if it'll be repurposed. Toontown next, where like Princess Fantasy Fair in Fantasyland, we still can't meet Mickey or Minnie in their proper homes. I honestly can't figure why this is. It's not a COVID situation any longer from my perspective. We can do literally everything else but meet characters like we used to. In fact, Disney just recently started allowing guests to rent Mickey's house for private parties. So whatever reason it is that we can't meet Mickey in his home, it's obvious that it's not COVID related. They're fine with letting you go in the house. That means that they're not doing anything inside there either. The house, Mickey's house, is still intact just like it was. Meanwhile, Donald's boat and Goofy's house are also still closed. No word again on if they'll open before they begin the Toontown remodel, but it's highly doubtful. I do not expect them to reopen those two attractions before the park does, before the land does in 2023. Same for the Toontown dining locations. None have reopened since the parks did, and they'll remain closed until Toontown reopens afresh in 2023. In Tomorrowland, we have an array of attractions still not open. Finding Nemo is set to return, though, in early 2022. They've said winter 2022. So that means January or February. Star Wars Launch Bay is, I don't know what it is anymore, really. They used it last to sell merch for Merriest Nights. Before that, I think it was a Disney Visa rewards thing. But there's no real future for Launch Bay, other than maybe as an empty lot, after having been destroyed, that is, before they build something else in its place. Tomorrowland Theater is still closed, again with no expectations or rumors of something happening there. It was last used to show promotional clips of High School, the musical, the series, and before that, Path of the Jedi, neither of which anybody misses. Post-COVID, as far as I know, it's only been used as a cast member training site. There's no real future for this location that I can discern, just waiting for new Tomorrowland. And yes, there is still no future for the People Mover in Tomorrowland as we know it. That's it for Disneyland, but there are a few more to cover at California Adventure. World of Color has been closed for what seems like forever, but per Disney, we should expect to see it return in the spring of 2022, along with the other big shows, i.e. Fantasmic and Disneyland Forever. The lagoon is full of water again, and there has been testing, so this feels like we're right on schedule for that spring restart. On Buena Vista Street, there is still no red car trolley and no word on when or if it will return. I have a hard time believing that it will, though, to be honest, due to that weird cross-theming situation it would create over at Avengers Campus. The tracks for the red car trolley literally go through the Avengers Campus headquarters, and that would make zero sense. Even if you have just a casual appreciation for things staying in theme, I don't think anybody would understand why the red car trolley is in Avengers Campus for any reason. But it's a shame because the trolley is perfect for Buena Vista Street, perfect for something like the Newsboys, which also aren't ever coming back. But I think they ended the Newsboys show before COVID and ended it permanently. So I'm not sure if that's a COVID casualty. There is also still no vehicle for the Five and Dime show at present. If they perform, it's on a fixed stage at the Carthay Fountain. By the way, it's not always all of them. It's not always the Five and Dime. Sometimes it's just the three and no dimes at all. I don't have any intel on this, but my gut says we won't be seeing it return. And this goes for a lot of the entertainment that gets cut. In fact, you'll notice most of the list that we've just compiled here is live entertainment. And you can add the Hyperion to this list, where most recently it was hosting the Frozen show. That show was permanently closed or canceled during the shutdown. And there are no plans for any new show to return to the Hyperion that I'm aware of. Over at Paradise Gardens, we are still waiting for Boardwalk Pizza and Pasta to return. No ETA on when that might be, but I am hearing that the reason it's never reopened in the first place is because the pizza oven needs to be replaced. And like a lot of things in this world today, it's taken a while to get, to get a new oven. You can't get those at Costco as far as I know. So I don't know what the ETA is. It could be a while. And that leaves just Radiator Springs Curios as our last and final closure. The gift shop across the street from Luigi's has yet to reopen for reasons that I cannot figure. Disney has said nothing about it, and there have been, there's no rumors or speculation. It's just not open. But again, I don't think it's a COVID thing anymore. There's some other reason because they've opened every other gift shop in the park except for the holiday one. Well, actually, that did open, and they've reclosed it. So that's the only gift shop that still has not reopened. Curious. And that's it. That is everything that is closed today and its current status as far as we know. We will obviously be paying attention to see if we hear any more news and we'll report it as soon as we can. So please do follow us on Instagram at _FreshBaked, on Twitter at FreshBakedDisney, that's fresh with no E, and on TikTok at FreshBakedDisney. And if you like our show and want to show your support, please do consider joining our Patreon campaign at patreon.com/freshbaked. Otherwise, thanks again for watching, everybody. We love you guys very much. Be safe out there. Be kind to one another. Fresh baked.